You who have shown me great and severe troubles shall revive me again and bring me up from the depths of the earth. So in October of 2023, I had decided I would like to try to do a rim-to-rim hike on the Grand Canyon. And that October, Rhonda and I drove to the North Kaibab Trailhead, and she dropped me off in the dark, and I began my descent down into the canyon and across it through Phantom Ranch and back up the Bright Angel Trail to return after dark on the way back.
Wave to me, Dennis.
Huh?
Wave to. Oh, I guess. Never mind. There he goes.
Gradually, as the night turns to dawn, and you keep on stepping, eventually you get enough light for good pictures and video. And at some point, you realize you've got to take a few moments and enjoy the scenery rather than just keep on stepping. In my opinion, the first part of the trail was actually part of the hardest. The downhill was harder on my knees than the uphill. But overall, I think I enjoyed the scenery at the beginning part of the trail and the height associated with going down. Of course, as I went up, it was in the dark, and I didn't actually get to see a lot of the Bright Angel Trail through all the switchbacks on the way up because it was dark. The trail was wide enough that it really never felt unsafe, despite the height associated with the side of the trail. It was actually a fairly navigable trail, even when I encountered other folks there. There was always plenty of room to get to the side and either let somebody by or get past somebody. One of the surprising things after I reached the bottom of the canyon and began the trail that goes through the actual canyon part was the amount of water at the bottom. Not just the Colorado River, but a lot of those small streams that were super cold. And I'd actually taken a pair of sandals so that I could cool my feet off in the streams and enjoy some of that water as I took a break in the bottom of the canyon before I began the ascent back up to the top. One thing I didn't know or I didn't take into account or plan for was the fact that sometimes they close this bridge over the Colorado River, and you probably want to check if you want to do something like this and make sure that that bridge isn't going to be closed. I was fortunate that they had just reopened it before I arrived at it. So it was at this point in the hike that I began to reflect on just how far I had come. In 2007, after my motorcycle wreck didn't kill me, I was recovering after surgery at home. I'd asked the doctor if I'd walk normally again. He only said that some people do. I'd tried to go to bed, and I'd have to enter on one side of the bed and out the other, because as much as I would will it, my leg would only swing in one direction. So I crutched to the kitchen, and I did what you're supposed to do. I opened Life's Owner's Manual for a solution, and finally settled on the Psalms. I was feeling sorry for myself. I almost quit after verse 1. Then I got to verse 2, and everything changed from that point moving forward. Psalm 103 reads, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles." I recovered and walked 18 miles before returning to work. Packed a mule deer out solo that fall, and 2 years later I ran my first full marathon of 26.2 miles. I have since annually walked an 18-mile hike in August, just praising the Lord that he healed me and restored me back to my normal self. Fast forward to this moment in the video, and I'm in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and just before I began the grueling switchback ascent back up Bright Angel Trail out of the canyon, I decided to fill my pockets with rocks so that at some point I could share them with others as I prayed for them. Not so much because the rocks are special, but because of Matthew 17:20, where it says, "So Jesus said to them, because of your unbelief, for assuredly I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you." I can then hand somebody one of these rocks that I filled my pockets with and carried out of the Grand Canyon. I can hand somebody one of these rocks, and because I too have been through a valley, and I can relate, I can hand that rock to somebody, and I can let them know that I'm praying with more faith than that of a mustard seed, because I have faith of at least the size of one of those small rocks that I carried out of the Grand Canyon. So after I began my hike down into the canyon before daylight, Rhonda spent some time on the North Rim, and then I think she spent some time at the lodge that's now since burned. And then she slowly drove around all the way around the Grand Canyon, and then waited for me at the beginning of the Bright Angel trailhead. And while she did so, she was able to get a lot of really nice photos and videos while she patiently waited for me to climb up out of the Grand Canyon.
This is the Bright Angel near the lodge. There's so many people up there. I'm not going to be doing that. Don't worry. braver than me.
Unfortunately, the historic Grand Canyon Lodge on the North Rim was destroyed on July 12th through the 13th, 2025, by the lightning-ignited Dragon Bravo fire. The fast-moving wildfire swept through the area in high winds, consuming roughly 85% of the landmark 1920s rustic structure. Dozens of historic cabins and surrounding park facilities were destroyed. No injuries were reported. As Rhonda made her way around the Grand Canyon by truck, she was able to see a lot of sights on the South Rim, including a lot of wildlife, both elk and some desert bighorn sheep that she was able to film. And even though it took some time for her to wait on me as I was hiking across the canyon, there was plenty of things for her to do and see as she waited.
Okay, I don't know exactly where it started, but this is part of the trail, and then it kind of goes behind that rock. Coming down here to find Dennis, and this guy is bleating at me. It's okay. I'll get out of your way. You can come by. Don't hurt me. He's growling at me. It's okay.
So the distance on a rim-to-rim hike, North Kaibab, through the canyon, through Phantom Ranch, and back up the Bright Angel Trail is around 24 miles. And I spent about 14 hours doing that. I did sleep or take a nap in the middle of the heat of the day down near Phantom Ranch. But as I started out, it was in the dark, and it was sort of a line of headlamps as the people in front of me descended into the canyon. And then Rhonda witnessed the same thing as she waited on me to hike up out of the canyon. It was another sea of headlamps as everyone climbed up out of the canyon after dark. So as it worked out, since I arrived at the Grand Canyon and began my hike in the dark and finished in the dark, I actually had not seen the Grand Canyon from the rim. So the next day we started at the south rim and drove around to all the lookouts and took pictures and viewed the Grand Canyon from the rim, because the second day after my hike through was the day that I'd actually seen the Grand Canyon from the rim as most people view it for the first time.